Oh, Mr. Wade.
Ah.
Yeah, this has probably been one of the biggest side quest sections of the game.
Martha.
Seed delivery.
These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat fields, but they'd long since gone to seed, only without the seeds.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend these, so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea.
Wade McCarthy.
These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on Martha's charity as we do. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves, bearers and Guardians alike. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming reports of...
The Horde is closing in. They're coming, so wait, all of them.
Damn it all, I thought we'd have more time. Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
A Kashek, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern reaches for a while now. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to defend the village, but...
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do, we may just scrape through, but I fear that's rather an enormous if.
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not die, fighting for their lives.
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men? Do they not wish to see Eastpool saved? Though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians. What help they are able to offer could still prove the difference between victory and defeat.
You're right, my lord. I will appeal to them. My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter, to serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will, a home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does.
Martha coming in
We
hot
all wanted to give you a home
with the crew.
where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or Or will you fight like free men and women?
Will you cook like free men and women?
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword.
Or a pan.
I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool! For Eastpool!
We gotta go find swords.
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
I tell you what, man, Martha really is like Superwoman. She's been so cool. From the very beginning
Well,
till
if
now.
it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound of my own voice.
Lord Rossfield, my lady,
She's the Rock.
So what's the plan of action?
we'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves at strategic points around the village. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. Instead, we will focus purely on defense at first. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing. With luck, that point will be the village square, the perfect place for our most able warriors to surround them and fall upon them, and for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong nerves to coordinate the retreat. I'd say you have both in abundance, Await, but you'll be needed. Please, leave the last of the fighting to me.
Ha! And let you have all the glory.
Sir Wade, they're here.
That was quick.
Then you know what you must do. We work together, everyone playing their part, each shielding the other that no man might fall, that Eastpool might live on.
For Rosaria. For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you ask.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too then, eh?
Right you are, Martha.
Right you are, Martha.
The calm before the storm.
I saw you guys saying in the chat that, like... Hold on, let me go back and read. Not saying that the side quests are bad. The mid-end game side quests are all good. It's just there's so many of them. I'm kind of curious, what do you guys think? Like, I kind of agree, but I think it's good. Like, all of these side quests feel warranted. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like, oh, we really need to pad the end of the game, so let's just have a bunch of side quests at the end. It feels more like all of these side quests have reached their natural conclusion, and now we're like seeing the finale of all of them. You know what I mean? Yeah, like they feel necessary. They don't feel like, and you certainly don't have to do them, but they feel like they're warranted. They don't feel like they're random or out of nowhere. All these characters that we've been building up are now all coming together, or seeing their natural conclusion or whatever, you know. And these are also, so far, some of the best side quests. So definitely don't mind that. That's a lot of enemies. Oh my god. Hit 9 enemies with that. Maybe they could have put one of these in the section before this, because the section before this only had a few. Maybe they could have moved one to there, but... And I don't know what's after this, but maybe they could have put one of these after the next part as well, so they weren't all right here.
Farewell.
Well, I wanted to grab the bird, but that didn't work out. Who's casting Protect? Or spells.
It's over.
That was weird.
You're finished.
Chocobos! Wait, are those chocobos? No, they're raptors. I was gonna say those are big chocobos. Yeah, I mean, maybe the pacing could have been better, but at the same time, I don't feel like I've been bored through any part. Like, I think they were smart with the way they placed some of these side quests, because when the story is super exciting, the side quests are like really quick and easy and simple. And then when the story hits a bit more of a lull, you get like these more impactful side quests. You know what I mean? I kind of like that. When there's a lot of really important, exciting stuff going on in the story, they don't bog you down with like a ton of side quests. It's always just like 1 or 2 and they're pretty quick, so you can get right back into the story. But then when there's like this moment where it's like, okay, our next step is just go destroy the next crystal, and there's not like anything particular happening, then it gives you the more expansive side quests. The only time that I think they kind of did that wrong was when Jill got captured. For some reason, when Jill got captured, they were like, here, have 9 super expansive side quests. But other than that, I think it's been pretty good, where like the side quests have been split. They only give you like really big ones when something in the story isn't happening. But maybe if they had just done 2 to 3 side quests throughout the whole game and not had big sections of just side quests, maybe it would have been better. I don't really mind it too much, especially when they're fun. As long as they're fun, I don't really mind it at all, to be honest. It doesn't like take me out of the story. The only moment I can remember where I felt like maybe doing all the side quests kind of took me out of it was when Clive finally met Joshua. I expected that moment to be like one of the biggest moments in the game, but personally I was just kind of like, all right, they're finally together. Like, that was cool, but it didn't hit me as hard as I thought it would. And I think that might be just because at that point I had played the game for like 50 hours. So it like took so long to happen that when it finally happened, I was just kind of like, okay. Plus, there was a lot of other stuff going on in that cutscene. But I don't know how you guys felt about that. But for me, it had been so long that it just didn't hit me as hard as I thought it would. But other than that, I don't feel like anything's been too stretched out to where I got bored or something.
Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rushfield! Change of plan!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic remain in Eastpool?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is behind us. I could order a detachment or two to fall back and...
No. Let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. Your men need you. I'll go after the Curl. Join me only when Eastpool is won.
If you're sure, my lord. May the Founder protect you.
They've used curls quite a bit. They really like the curl enemy. Yeah, like as much as I want to agree and say that the side quests have been a bit much, and maybe in certain parts there have been too many, honestly, I have not been bored, you know. How many hours am I in now? I think 71 hours might not even be accurate. I think I'd have to quit to see the actual number. But I'm like 70 hours in, and I've yet to have a point where I'm like, oh, this is like I'm getting bored. So however much I want to complain about the side quests, I feel like whatever they're doing, it's working. Maybe it's just because the writing is so good, but whatever the case, I must admit, whatever they're doing is working, because I have not been bored, and that's a lot of hours to not be bored. So I'm certainly impressed with what they've been able to do. Could also just be that I'm really enjoying the game. Someone else that maybe wasn't into it as much as me would be at this point being like, okay, enough's enough, and just kind of finish the story. I could definitely see that. But for me, I've enjoyed it all the way through. I almost feel that a lot of these side quests are kind of part of the main quest.
There it is. With me, Torgal.
This is gonna be so much damage. Oh my god, it was too much. I couldn't even see the end of the combo because I killed him. Holy cow, that was gonna be like probably a little over 70k.
All right.
All right.
Back
Anyways.
to Eastpool.
Yeah, I'm curious to see when I come back from vacation and we do like the end of the game if there's another huge section
The Curl.
of side
is it-
quests or not, because if there is, that might be a bit too much.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, my lord. We were able to eradicate the rest of the Horde. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but all seems quiet for now. I hesitate to say it, but I think it might be over.
I think it might.
We did it. We saved Eastpool.
I was just about to say, I love this really nice pause before he finally says we did it. Like, that was kind of a cool moment. and then was ruined by the fact that his mouth didn't move when he said it.
Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. It's us who should be thanking you. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to fight for what you hold dear.
We never had nothing to call our own before. We didn't know what it meant to protect it, but now we do. We really do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, and still we doubted you. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now, so we have to start acting like it. We have to fight to protect what's ours, to protect Eastpool.
And we shall. We all shall. Together. This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away,
they'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
I really like that. I really like that idea. So, in a lot of games, you save people and then they kind of just like, all right, we're good to go. Build our own village. We can be on our own now. But this kind of makes me realize that's not really realistic. If you save people that have literally just been enslaved their entire life, the cruel reality of it is a lot of them don't know how to live. You know what I mean? And so it's interesting for them to kind of bring that up and be like, there's more to it than just saving them and then letting them off on their own. Like, they have to be taught to be free, taught to live on their own. It's a really interesting side of it that you don't really see a lot in a lot of movies and games. The hero just saves the day and then they're, you know, fine, but there's that other layer to it. It's cool. It's a cool thing to explore. And given how much this game is based on this kind of freedom and
They're not slaves
enslaved
anymore.
people and everything that goes around that,
they're Rosarians.
it's cool for them to
Your
explore that
father
as
took
well.
Pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he were still with us today, this is what he would have wanted.
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild the village. After all, this is my home now too, and I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if I didn't pull my weight.
I think you'll find it's East Pudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud all the same.
That sounds like pudding.
I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course, and I'd be counting on yours too. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right. I will.
Lord Rossfield, do you remember our very first mission together? Clearing the goblins from the Stillwind Marshes?
The goblins.
How could I forget?
There's one sight that I shall never forget. You, facing off against that giant Morble. Not a trace of fear.
I love this because we actually got to play
Since
this.
that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving up. When the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor, I thought I may as well just lay down my sword and surrender. But every time I would think back to the look in your eyes that day and remember what it means to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage. Thanks to you.
So Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria, will be safe in your hands.
Thank you, my lord. I know the rest of the world will be safe in yours.
do my best.
Gotta love Sir Wade. Yeah, I just feel like this entire game is such a really cool, like, look into the gruesome reality of enslavement, but not only just that. It's not just this shock factor of like, oh, these people are enslaved and you have to free them, but all the little nuances of it, like people like Martha who live on the other side but spend all of their money purchasing bearers to free them, and the cruel reality of even when the enslaved become free, their lives don't become any easier at first, and all these little nuances that you wouldn't expect a video game to really go into. You expect the video game to be more of, oh man, it's so cruel and they die and we gotta go rescue them, and then you rescue them and then everything's happy, you know? It's way more of a all-around look into all the sides of it. And even some quests where it's not all cut and dry, you know, and you get to see the other side and the politics that go into it and everything. They put a lot of thought into how they did this. It wasn't just, we need some people for Clive to save, so let's just have enslaved people. Like, there's way more thought put into it. And a lot more, not metaphors, but like references to people in real life and events in real life that this is how they would pan out, you know? More realistic outcomes, yeah. How's it going, Marsh?
The hero returns. It's lucky you came by when you did, eh? Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool and all.
I just did what I could.
And it's only right that you get rewarded for it. Take it before I change my mind.
Hey, maybe they give her the raid.
So, Eastpool's finally back on its feet again. And a home to free bearers. Who'd have thought we'd see the day, eh?
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves, thinking for themselves, working for themselves. Like your hideaway, but not even hidden away. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know, bearers living free like that reminds me of when I first met Sid. Loath as I am to recall that particular day.
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye. What happened?
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid.
I believe that.
That's how I met him. Or at least how he came to meet me. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something awful anyway.
Doing what now?
I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. After all my hard work. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for him.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life better for bearers. Just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he tried to change things. He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father started.
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we?
I'll take
It's
one.
the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
I will say, this sudden barrage of side quests is like kind of grounding me into the world more. Makes it more exciting when the world changes, when we do push forward, and makes it more exciting as to like what's gonna happen, you know. So I got our cool sign. Okay, I think that's it finally. We just have to deliver. Oh wait, one more thing. Oh, it's a completely new quest. Okay. So let's do this. Wait, there's another one over there? Oh my god. So many quests. I think I... Which one is this? Trading places, too. So I think I changed my mind. I think I'm going to just do the side quests, however long it takes. And then we'll just stop there. I think that'll give us a good opportunity when we come back to kind of reset and not just be right at the end of the game. So I think we'll just do these side quests. It's going to be past lunchtime by the time we get these side quests done, so that'll kind of be perfect. Then we'll just stop there until I come back. So let me run to the bathroom real quick, and then we got take that, thief, and then we got 2 more side quests to do.
You naughty thief! And that!
You naughty thief!
Stop it, Renz! It's dangerous!
Dangerous to what? Whack around with a stick? Oh man, you almost just whacked her.
Clive! To what do I owe the pleasure? I just wanted to see how
Guess the game.
Since you
wanna do that at lunch?
together. Since we brought everyone together, all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely away from each other's throats, and firmly
Shilling,
at the
shilling,
helm.
include.
Our stores are full, and the bandits still too disorganized to raid them.
Sounds good, Darth.
Just as the good Lady Jane and Lord Underhill intended.
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too. They're going to make him the Lord of Dalamil, because of how he stopped all the grown-ups from fighting.
It's the mayor of Dalamil, dear child, and the vote hasn't taken place just yet. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two learn not to interrupt your elders. Speaking of menaces, there may be a rather worrying one just over the horizon. May there indeed. I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting a united front might have caught the bandits' attention. And they might have elected to take a similar approach. They have formed what one could call a League of Outlaws, and they grow more organized by the day.
But we'll fight them all off just like last time, no matter how many of them there are. Won't we, Lubor?
Of course we will. If we continue to work together, we can overcome any challenge we choose to face. The longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult it will be. Until the only way to overcome it might be to run for the hills.
Let's go in Advent.
Our best hope is to nip these efforts at organization in the bud by finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the cause and ensuring that they never do. Perhaps a certain Lord Underhill
might be willing to lend us his aid once more?
How could I refuse?
Thank you, my lord. Victor will fill you in on the particulars. I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from my scouts. Such an amenable soul. He reminds me of you.
I'll go and speak with him.
You sound so excited, Clive. I'll go and speak with
What's
them.
the difference between a lord and a mayor? That's easy. One of them swings a sword, the other forges them.
That's not the difference, but okay.
A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition.
Allergy shot. As in, like, those shots you get to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, soften your allergies, like, push back your allergies. I think my cousin might get those, or used to get those. My wife might want to start getting those soon. She, like, takes so much allergy medication because we live in Ohio. And that's just standard living in Ohio is Flonase constantly.
Still in Dalamil, Victor?
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnis by now.
I did. Then I came back. I've developed something of a fondness for the place. And having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, it would seem remiss to abandon it to another. A sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy about exploiting. Hence my doing his bidding yet again.
You're not the only one.
Yo, Seraphic, good to see you, man.
What does he want you
Hope
to
you're doing
do?
well.
He asked for my aid in putting down the bandits. And he said that you might be able to help me find them.
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on my way to speak with Conrad about how to organize our forces. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together, and we must strike soon at as many camps as we can. We can't give this league of theirs time
Yes,
to
it is
rally
getting
its
weird.
forces.
And I asked earlier to stop.
Right.
And my mod asked
Which
you
camp shall I
twice to
take?
stop. So
There's
please
one
stop.
upriver, just out there across the dunes.
Leave it with me.
Those ne'er-do-wells want to band together.
Chocobo.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Fly. Or walk slightly fast. Torgal, like, barely has to stride to keep up with
That
Ambrosia.
must be the camp Victor mentioned. Come on then, Toggle.
That's him.
Right, like the bullseye.
And fingers. Take his head off.
That wasn't close enough. Yeah, this timing is definitely harder to hit than the normal dash. It's gotta be. Oh, snap. That was brutal. Oh, healing, you say? Ow. Heal that. I still love that 80 hits is still only 3 stars. But it is a lot of 3 stars. The dash is like borderline busted, and I like the mesmerize move. The other ones are decent,
Sid, where are you?
but don't really fit my playstyle.
Ah, I see the bandits didn't pose you any trouble.
No, but that's not why you're here, is it?
No. Something's happened. We need you back in Dalimil.
Of course.
What is it?
The whole town's in uproar. They're saying that Lubor is a bearer.
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape, and his escape route took him right through Dalimil. Some of the children spotted him, and he was about to silence them. And when Lubor felled him with a bolt of magic, and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years, which is what people are saying. If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. No man is branded by choice. Still, all those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who was made a leader of himself when the world believed he should have been a slave.
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here, but I know one thing. Lubor needs all the friends he can get right now.
You're right.
This is super interesting because Lubor's always just been like the pompous guy, and now he needs our help, like for real. Like emotionally. It's interesting.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running, but we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed playing the hero for once. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing.
All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something, and quickly. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside these walls, not within them.
You're right. We should speak to everyone.
I'm glad you agree. I'll handle the town.
You people are
I'm
idiots.
a Dalmec born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember who Lubor really is.
I'll buy everyone a drink.
They know that Lubor and I are friends. I might not make for the most impartial of interlocutors. Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and impartial mediator of note.
I'll do what I can.
Not my acting skills again.
Lubor, stay here with the children. I can't promise anything, but we'll try.
And that is all I can ask of you.
Why are you taking the bearers?
Why do they always have to make such a fuss outside? It's driving away our customers.
I don't care about that. I just need customers.
He knew all along that he would...
Forgive me for disturbing you, but could I have a moment of your time?
I've seen your face before.
As have I. Lord Underhill, wasn't it? Of the League of Merchants.
That's right. I wanted to speak to you about Lubor.
The rumors that he's a bearer. All true, I'm afraid.
He'll never be mayor now. Not if I have anything to do with it.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued throughout the Republic. In this at least, he's done the town a service. Might that not earn him a little leniency?
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was laughing behind our backs all the while.
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you. He cannot be trusted.
So what do you propose? Will you drive him from his home? close his forge?
Perhaps. That is a question for the people of Dalimil, and they will thank you not to get involved.
Well, that went well. Good job.
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I could do.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refused to consider anything but their own wounded pride.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things differently. For now, we should report back to Lubor.
All right.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side? I assume the situation is hopeless?
There's still hope. But
perhaps not in this lifetime, I think it's fair to say.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. Give them time. They'll come around. We'll talk some sense into them in the end, you'll see.
No, you won't. And your efforts would be better spent elsewhere.
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie, that a blade is a reflection of the smith who forged it. To yourself be true, that was her point. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself and what she believed in, right to the end. And so must I be. I must do what I know to be right, no matter what others might think of me. And now, I know what that is. I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalimil have something to unite against. For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that awaits them. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit, of course.
Don't go, Lubor. You're the only one who was ever kind to us. We'll be all alone. Again.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go. Not only for the town, but for you, too.
How could it possibly be for the best? These children need you. The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance to change their minds.
They would not take it, Victor. It's over.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children to the wolves? I thought you were better than this. But it seems you had me fooled as well.
Victor.
Forget it. Do what you will.
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubor?
Of those available to me, I believe it's the best one. Yes. Ah, but where are my manners? Here. Your reward for clearing out that bandit camp. Right then. I have packing to do.
If there's anything I can do. Anything.
I'll bear it in mind. Thank you.
Interesting to see quest that doesn't turn out the way we planned. Wonder if there'll be more to it. Probably will be. He did say he was going to make a dramatic exit. Clive bested. What's over here? Oh. Theodore.
Ah, Clive. You'll be pleased to know that the negotiations are progressing well.
That is good news.
Yes. Our comrade in Randala has just sent word that the contract should be signed very soon. but I still have much and more to prepare. It's a huge undertaking moving this many bearers at once. You couldn't do me a quick favor, could you?
What is it this time? More wild beasts?
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to the caravans and ask El how long we have until the bearers arrive. Find out exactly how much faster I need to get all these supplies moved.
All right. I'll go and ask.
Thanks, Clive. I owe you one.
Wow, riveting. What is it this time? She's literally... Bro, you could literally just... Hey! Hey, how much longer do I have? You could literally just yell it. She's... This is like the 20th time that this has happened.
Don't blame yourself, El. This is their fault, not yours.
At this point, I feel like it's an inside joke.
What's about it, all right?
I've thought that about almost every quest.
Vonnie came to give me a message from our intermediary. The talks with the Republican army have fallen through. They've reached an agreement with the Silver Peak Consortium instead. Though prices have fallen of late, we deliberately offered above the going rate to try and deter other bidders. But the Consortium offered double what we did, and the army jumped at the chance.
And you had no opportunity to make a counteroffer?
None at all.
Hey, sis.
And we were so close.
El? What's happened? I saw Vonnie leaving. She didn't look happy.
And with good reason.
And then he comes over anyway.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist were speaking to about the bearers. How did the Consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising. They have ears all over the Republic. This isn't over. The Consortium will have to sell these bearers eventually, and at the price they paid, buyers will be few and far between. I'm going to Randalar myself.
Alone? You sure that's wise?
Are you offering to be my bodyguard? How kind. Meet me at the checkpoint near the capital gates. I'll send an owl ahead and request a meeting. You go to Cashlock, Theo, and get everything ready. We've waited far too long as it is. Even if I fail to free these bearers, there will be others. Someone needs to prepare the place and keep any prowling beasts at bay.
Oh, and that's me, is it? Well, it looks like I'm following orders till she gets back from meeting the Silver Peak Consortium, who've been doing their best to undermine our scheme. She'll never join them after this, surely. No, she said it herself. She still has plans for Cashlock, even if this one falls through. She means to stay with us then. I can't say I'm not happy to hear it, but is this what she really wants?
You have to trust her.
Well, given the Consortium are jerks, apparently.
It's what she wants now. And if Elle's off fighting for the cause, I should do my part too. So I bid you farewell and safe travels, my friend. I'll gather my men and leave for Cashlock. We'll make sure the place is well stocked and defended. You go to Randalar and see if you can stop my sister biting the Consortium's heads off. If she won't consider her prospects, someone has to.
I'll do my best. All right. To Randalar, then. I'd better not keep Eloise waiting.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. Yeah, speaking of making fun of side quests, it is getting harder and harder to, like, appreciate, because they put so much work into these side quests in terms of the writing, and there's so many of them, and yet the animations are so stiff. It's really a shame. If they could have made these side quests, I mean, I'm not talking like Forbidden West quality, because I don't think we'll see another game like that for a long time, but just kind of put a little extra work into the character models, how they act within the cutscene, have them look more like the real cutscenes and not a bunch of models standing around talking. Have the words fit the dialogue a bit better. And that's not just a translation thing. Like, there's plenty of times where people are talking and their mouths just aren't moving at all. Stuff like that, like, could have really made this, could have really made these side quests impressive. I see a big monster over there, I want to kill it. Yo, live stream, how's it going, man?
No mistakes.
No. Is going Callus? Like, there's certain things in this game that they obviously didn't put their entire workload into, which is fine. But given how expansive these side quests are becoming, I'm just kind of expecting, like, I'm surprised they didn't put more effort into the animation of the cutscenes, given how much writing and thought they put into them. You know what I mean? Like, it makes sense that they didn't put a lot of effort into the RPG mechanics because it's obvious that was like a second thought to them. It's obvious that they didn't put a ton of time into certain other aspects because they were focused on the combat and the story and stuff. But with the side quests, it feels like they actually put a lot of time and effort into them. And it's just a shame that none of that time and effort went to making them look nice. Because it's a bit jarring when there's this super emotional moment happening and the writing has been really good up to this point, and we're seeing the finale of these characters and they're all just kind of standing like, thank you for helping me. You know? Also, real quick, a $100 donation from Livestream. Something for the kids on the vacation, courtesy of Uncle Livestream. Oh my god. Thank you so much, man. That is so thoughtful. Thank you so much. I will let them know that Uncle Livestream is thinking about them. Thanks, man. Gonna make me emotional on stream. Don't do this. I heard somewhere online that if you set up your PS5 to 1080 instead of 2K, you have less frame rate drops. Well, I mean, that makes sense, but I don't want to do that. I spent money for this 2K monitor. I want to see my game in 2K. But that is nice to know that anyone playing in 1080 hopefully has a better performance. How's it going, Aaron? Did you want a pet? I haven't pet you yet today. That's not a pet. That's better.
I hope I didn't keep you waiting. Did you arrange to speak with the consortium?
Here they are now.
You wish to consult with me?
I did. It's about the bearers you recently purchased from the Fist. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves, and then you stepped into the fray.
You misunderstand. The consortium had an interest in purchasing them from the very first.
Wait, that's an emote? Was it is it a BTV emote? I see it. Alright, there you go. I added it. Will it show up in the chat, though? Not yet. Probably will in a few minutes. Shows up in my chat, but not the stream chat.
It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer to you suggested that the regard was not mutual. And so we resumed our business.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not inclined to make such decisions without first giving them due consideration. But what is done is done. Come then. How much do you want for them?
Alas, you are too late yet again. We rarely take on such unconventional merchandise without a purchaser in mind. The bearers belong to him now.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from across the water. A most demanding fellow, if it's any consolation. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed, even given their own bunks for the voyage over.
That heathen.
That's what you get when you deal with continental types.
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is quite different to ours. They pay good money for bearers not fit for the knacker's yard, and treat them like kings. But as long as they pay...
That does sound unusual. No matter then. If they've already left our shores, there's little that can be done. Allow me to withdraw my interest. And with it, my interest in joining your organization.
My associates will be sorry to hear that.
Man. To be honest, though, if they sold them to someone that is treating them well, I mean...
I'm sorry you weren't able to save them.
As am I. But I only have myself to blame. He was right, you see. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to buy those bearers before I did. Their representative hinted at a possible purchase when he came to recruit me. I feigned interest in joining them in the hope he might be encouraged to tell me more. And he did just that.
Ah.
As soon as he left, I sent my own
She
offer
never
to
planned
round
on
him
joining them.
So you never...
No. I entertained the Consortium's proposal solely so I could learn more about those bearers. But I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out. I knew exactly who I was dealing with.
You tried.
I did. And if what he said was true, the bearers are to be well treated. Which is something, at least. But they deserved more. I wanted so badly to see them freed.
Eloise! Eloise! Word from Cashlock. The village is under attack. A pack of beasts have come down from the mountains, and there's a dragon at its head.
Oh,
The
Dargan.
others are trying to hold them off as best they can, but the odds are against them. They need help, and fast.
Theo!
I killed Dargans.
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you, Clive. I'll gather some men and join you there. Just... make sure he's safe.
Hold on, Theo. I'm coming.
Yeah, I'll just teleport. Wait. Other way. What? Oh, wait. Torgal's like, what are you doing? Come on, man. This way. Can we see the town? Oh. I didn't know you could jump down from there. I'm here. I think I was supposed to come from that side. Oh, maybe not.
Upriver!
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village, but the whole area is flooded with ether.
We just have to pray he makes it out in one piece.
Oh wait, this is the...
Torgal, with me.
This is the thing. I thought it was gonna be a big hunt, but it's just for this quest. Great idea, moron. Yeah, I was pretty sold that this was gonna be like a huge hunt. But it's for this Dargon. Side quest Dargon. It's not what I wanted to do, but okay. Maybe. It seems like every arena is specific to like one monster though. Maybe not though. Maybe there's a big hunt here later. Although we're running out of games, that would mean that we'd have to come like right back here soonish, which I find unlikely. If we're gonna return to an area, it'll probably be an area that we haven't seen since like the beginning of the game.
It's over.
Not an area that we just did for a quest.
Now, Torgal.
Pork, pork. This looks fun.
Damn it. The ether's too thick. These creatures have already turned.
Boom. Line them up, knock them down. I missed that one. No. How was that not? There we go.
I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does.
The dragon found Theodore. Or you.
Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be.
This is gonna just be an easier version of that hunt dragon I fought. It looks like he has the same moves. What? Why did I not block that? Yeah! So the hunt dragon actually broke my guard when I did that. This one didn't. Holy moly, that damage. I did a couple damages. And this dude has like crazy stagger bar. Oh. No. How is that not perfect block?
What?
You know what? Take that. Let's win PDX.
Clive? Theodore, you had me worried for...
He's fine.
I have to get you out of here. I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream. Theodore! Don't make me do this.
Stop it, Theo! Stop!
Stay back, Eloise! He's turned. And so will you! Elle. Theodore. Take care of my sister. Theodore, wait. Goodbye, Elle.
Poor Elle.
Thank you, Clive. I think I'll be all right now.
That was true bravery he showed. Leading the dragon away from the village like that. His first instinct was always to protect people. To put others' well-being before his own.
And now he's gone. Because I sent him to that place, against his will.
It wasn't against his will. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own. So that you would finally be free to live your own life.
To live my own life? He never could come to terms with the choice I made.
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
We grew up in Canva. We were born to one of the great trading houses. And I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo did not. While I studied the art of commerce, he played at soldiers instead. A late bloomer, in more ways than one. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that his powers awakened. My parents tried to drive him out of the house and into the care of the constables. But before they could, I took him into mine.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him from slavery. But he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free you from what he called your bonds, just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not wondered from time to time how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed Theo to be taken and devoted myself to the family business instead. But I have never regretted the decision I made. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition or reputation. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night and the choice I made and the fact that I would make the same choice again in a heartbeat. He was never a burden. How could he even think that? If anything, I was the one who weighed him down.
You weren't, Eloise. He said it himself, that he had always been grateful to you for saving him, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You loved one another. You did whatever was necessary to continue living your lives together, and you always would have.
You're right. All I ever wanted, all I ever did, it was so we could be together. Oh, Theo, why did you have to...
I know Theo wanted me to move on, but I'm staying here at the Crimson Caravans to continue our work. We can make a difference here. We can help people, save them. I need nothing more from life than that. So I'll carry on doing what we do, ensuring that goods, people, bearers get where they need to be, bringing smiles to people's faces just like we always have, and to Theo's. Wherever he is. This is the life I have chosen. The life I will always choose.
I've made a choice of my own, to continue helping you however I can. Whenever you need it.
Thank you, Clive. Let's go on together then. For Theodore.
Man, I tell you what. Elle's kind of a random character that we only did one other quest for, and also she was part of the main quest. But that voice acting there had me emotional. That was incredible. Also, I really like this carrying theme of people laying down their life for what they believe in. pretty much all the side quests we did in some way hit on that theme, but in different ways. Not in a way that's like repetitive, but each individual side quest chain that we kind of finished here, or at least somewhat finished, has this underlying theme of like people doing whatever that, you know, no matter the cost kind of thing. And I think it all ties into Clive and what's coming next, you know. So in that way, it's done really well. I got the red chocobo face board, that thing. It's cool also how, like, I didn't really understand the point of the collectibles in Clive's chambers. They seemed kind of random, but we're getting a collectible for like the end of each side story, which is kind of neat, because once we get them all, we can kind of look at them and be like, oh yeah, that side quest and that side quest. And so that's kind of neat. I kind of see the point of it now. Yeah, this side quest we just have to go turn in. Just gotta give this guy the juice.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them.
They weren't all Sag. Most of them were not Sag. Is this lady still thirsty?
Then again, why settle for low-born chaff when we've honest-to-goodness royalty right here beneath our roof? If Prince Dion cannot see my love for him, then perhaps the Phoenix will.
Yep. Still thirsty. Control yourself, lady.
How was she?
The Enterprise, I mean.
Fantastic.
Ah, Sid. Wasn't expecting you back so soon.
Actually, I did your quest last.
Is it good news or bad?
Good, thankfully. Here.
Ah, that's brilliant. Thanks a blimmin' million. I'll fit him to the smelter right away.
Clink, clonk. Badonk.
May I present to you
Dirt.
the Telemon Furnace? Ain't bad, is she?
She's a beauty.
You saved my bacon again, Sid, and I ain't about to let your good deed go unrewarded.
Saved my bacon.
It's fine, really. My bag's flexible enough already.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure I can make a few improvements to it yet.
You could just buy me a bigger...
How about that clasp? It's a bit stiff. Reckon you could loosen it up and make some more...
That's what I was saying. Just get a new bag.
I know how. With a new alloy we've been working on. The Telemon Furnace was just what we needed to perfect it. It's a metal, see? So it's lovely and strong, but it's also, well, stretchy, if you can believe it.
Stretchy metal. Well, if you insist.
That is the spirit. You'll love it, I promise.
He has such a unique voice. I like it because it's memorable. Versus all the Batmans. The endless Batmans.
So, what do you reckon?
It's actually quite ingenious.
How's it going, C-Mark?
Wine.
Shh, don't mention it. You earned it. And I wanted to get some practice in using that metal anyway. Reckon we'll have all kinds of uses for it around the hideaway. Can't think of any right now, but that's our job, innit? Dreaming up new ways to make life easier around here.
You just made that entire furnace to make my bag more stretchy.
One day,
That was your only plan.
I'm gonna know about the inventions you've helped us put together. That bag of yours will be the first of many. You mark my words.
They'll hardly believe their eyes, I'm sure.
Even weirder science. Now I can hold 99,999 bloody hides. With 2 Ds. I don't get it. Alright, we have a few things to check, and then I think we're good to go. I think we're all done. Oh, it's a movie reference? I've never seen that reference. Or never seen that movie.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back, so.
Shut up, give me my goods.
All yours.
Ring up the swift shot.
All done?
Lowers charge time for charged magic by 0.2 seconds.
How do you split the sea, you reckon?
I have done it. I've beat the whole game. Don't say it, Yote. Okay, good. I'm going that way from now on, so she doesn't say it.
Oh, don't tell me stew's awfully thin these days.
all the people that were lurking just like, the heck was that? What did I just hear? What happened at Eastpool with the Bears and the Guardians have been a long time coming, and I'm proud that it could finally happen here in Rosaria. The Duchy of Old may be no more, but Archduke Elwin's dream, it's really hard to say, still burns in the hearts of many. It is through victories such as these that that fire will spread. This is only the beginning, Clive, but a fine beginning it is. It is hard to believe Theo is gone. Every morning I wake, I expect him to be there in the stables, watering the birds or readying the packs, yet he is not. And it is everything I can do not to fall to my knees and weep. Still, I know I have to move on, but that doesn't mean I have to forget. My brother and I built all we have here together, so as long as I still have the caravans, he will ever be with me. And I shall honor him in death by carrying on what he strove for in life. That is what I choose. Look at all my new goods. Got the chicken. We got the red chicken. Really just a lot of chickens. Alright, I guess that's it. I guess I can go talk to Tomes real fast, just for reasons. Look at all those chickens.
I was wondering when next you'd visit. I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before. There is a rather fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you.
Living library. That's interesting. Alliance formed in the year 859 between Rosaria, Dalmekia, and Sambrek. Its purpose was to oppose the independence of the free cities of Canver, due to fears that this might inspire similar independence movements elsewhere in the realm. The Alliance was disbanded in 860 in light of the attack on Phoenix Gate and the dispute over Sambrek culpability in the affair. So, the big kingdoms were actually banding together to stop the free kingdoms. But then they fought, so... That's kind of funny, actually. Like, we're gonna band together so that people don't get the idea that they could be independent. And then they fought amongst each other, so it failed. Like, they proved themselves wrong. The free cities were like, we don't want to be part of your kingdoms. All you do is fight and have war. And the kingdoms were like, hey, you can't do that. And then they got distracted by war.
If you have a question for me,
wait,
I should be happy to answer it.
What was that Magitech? A term that appears in early histories of the fallen civilization and describes our highly advanced magical technology, of which the airship is the best known example. They also produce weapons all but extinguishable from living beings, yet whose destructive power rivaled that of the gods of legend. The early chronicles labeled these beasts as iconoclasts, and it is from this term that the icons of the present day take their moniker. Oh, that's cool. Final Fantasy VI. Ultimate aim for the vessel, limitless power that has long awaited. He has long awaited. He identifies Clive as a mythos by virtue of his awakening as the dominant of Ifrit and having the power to absorb the ether of other icons. Ultima manipulates the servants into pitting Clive against the other dominants that he might drink of their strength and bring mythos closer to perfection. I like his little dude.
The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
Alright, well. Shut up, Crow. I guess that's it. I think we'll stop here. And then when I come back from vacation, everyone will have a whole week and a half to finish. So everyone that's playing through the game with me right now will definitely be done by the time I come back. And then we have, my guess is probably like this main quest, and then it'll open up again to more side quests and probably more hunts that will give me the stuff required for the Gutterdamenrung. And then probably the finale after that, so. I think this is a perfect place to stop, because if we went further, it would be the point where I'd come back and it'd just be like, boom, end. Here we'll have a bit of breathing room, we'll have another main quest and probably another round of side quests before the finale. Although I feel like after this quest, I feel like there's not going to be much left. It felt like there was one, maybe two side quests that still need to be resolved. And I feel like there's one or two more hunts to get the final stuff for the final sword. But I feel like that's going to be it. I feel like it's going to be more hunts, not... I don't think it's going to be this insane amount of side quests that we just got. But we'll see. Regardless, I must say I'm very impressed with the length of this game. Obviously, it's not going to take everyone this long to beat the game. I definitely took my time, as well as, you know, a lot of those hours. I think I had like, I said I had like 70 hours. A lot of that is me being idle while like eating lunch and stuff, so probably more like 60, 65, but you know, I've very much taken my time, and I've very much done everything there is to do and then some. So a normal playthrough of this game would not be that long, but I'm impressed. I mean, it's not often that you play a modern game even with doing all the side quests and it takes that long, so I'm impressed. And like I said before, I think there's a lot of people that probably by this point in the game are probably bored of the side quests or maybe just the gameplay loop in general. But I admit that I'm not one of them. I am still very much enjoying the gameplay loop, enjoying the side quests, enjoying the combat. So for me personally, I've enjoyed every minute. I could understand that some people, maybe this is the point where they're like, let's just finish the story kind of thing. But for me, that's not been the case. So that's really cool. At any rate, we'll stop here. Say goodbye to YouTube. YouTube, thank you so much for watching Let's Play Final Fantasy XVI. So excited for the finale when I come back, but I've really enjoyed playing through the entire game. And while I'm on vacation, I want to read some... I was going to read all the comments on all of the videos while I was on vacation. That was the plan. But now I can't do that because we haven't finished the story yet. So I'll probably just read some of the earlier videos. And save it for when I come back. But I'm really interested to hear all of your thoughts about some of the discussions we've had throughout the game about the series and also just the game in general. Also, when I come back and finish the game, I want to do a full review of the game. And I have a lot to say about the game, so I'm very excited to create that. And I want to thank everyone that's come over from YouTube to hang out on the Twitch or people that have given donations through the YouTube comments. Really, really appreciate it, and it really helps to support these Let's Plays. And you know, if you came over to Twitch, it also supports our charity. So thank you so much for that. We will see you in the next / final episodes of Let's Play Final Fantasy XVI. We'll see you there. Peace.